This week we're doing My Last Duchess by Robert Browning. That's the Duchess on the left, and this is Browning on the right. The genre is a dramatic monologue. That means that Browning has a first-person narrator. This really gives him the opportunity to kind of construct a character that he's going to reveal over the course of the poem. That character is the Duke. Rich guy living in a mansion, and he's murdered his last Duchess, his most recent wife. And in this dramatic monologue, he's addressing the emissary of a noble family. That's the kind of representative, a family whose daughter might be his next wife, his next Duchess. That means he's going to hide certain things about his past, like the fact that he murdered his wife. There's a kind of conversational tone to it that maybe is a little bit eerie. I've highlighted in blue all the kind of questions, the interjections, exclamations. That said, there's this sinister undertone, especially in this repeated phrase, will it please you? Will it please you sit and look at her, or will it please you rise? It's kind of telling in a way that's asking. The dramatic monologue gives the narrator control over appearances, over the way that the emissary and even the reader sees him. That's symbolized by the way that only he can draw the curtain, pull it back to reveal the portrait of the Duchess, if they dare ask, durst meaning dare. He's in the driving seat. That might be symbolized by the way that he prettifies reality. He edits his past, he makes excuses about himself, he never reveals that he murdered the last Duchess. Symbolically, Frau Pandolf changes things about the reality of the Duchess's looks in the portrait, just like the way the narrator changes things about the past that he presents to the reader. There's the distraction at the end. He can select things he wants us to see, notice this thing, and he moves us away from the portrait if we start getting suspicious about what happened. An example of his control is in the form of the poem. An example of his control is the form of the poem, the rhyming couplets, the enjambment, which gives a kind of bouncy, jaunty rhythm to it, a kind of light buoyancy that belies the grim subject matter. So it's kind of weird that you get all these nice rhymes, had and glad and breast and west and fool and mule, when we're talking about death and murder. That's an example of the way the narrator is presenting his past in the way that we want to see it. However, Browning can give little hints about this very suspicious Duke. So that can be done in symbolism, for example. The half flush that dies along her throat. Why has he chosen this word, dies? It's revealing maybe about, it's maybe suggestive of the Duchess's murder, of her death at the hands of the Duke. The white mule in Christianity symbolizes death. The dropping of daylight is the death of the day, the dusk of the day. In these little details that Browning has chosen in the mule and the daylight, you find little hints. In all smiles stopped, that can mean that the Duke made the Duchess not smile anymore, but it can also mean that he did so by killing her. Neptune taming a seahorse symbolically could be the Duke, Neptune, taming his wife, subjugating his wife. Thanks for watching, guys.